It's the day of the NBA draft, and one of our favorite players in college basketball history, Zach Edey, will be selected tonight. It's a huge celebratory moment for Edey himself, for his family, for Purdue fans around the world. This is a huge moment for everybody. The team is going to be watching this at Painter's house. It's a big moment for you. You want me to acknowledge
Big
that?
moment for us
Why is it a big moment for us?
because I feel like we did a damn good job leading the narrative that he's not just tall.
We have been trying extremely hard to get people to consider Zach Edey like very early in this draft. So maybe it is a big night for us. If he goes in the top 10, I'm taking that as a huge win for sleepers. So that would be a big night for us. They're watching Edey and Braden Smith and everybody are watching this at Matt Painter's house tonight. How do I know that? We were trying to get both Zach Edey and Braden Smith on the Draft-A-Palooza live show tonight. Braden Smith will make an appearance on the show, so keep your eyes peeled for that tonight, 7:30 p.m. Eastern on the channel. Actually, I'm not revealing too much here, but we got a response from Zach Edey. We chopped it up a little bit, him and I, this week, and wished him good luck. He politely declined the invitation to come on the show. Obviously, he's going to be very busy, and we had offered to pre-record the same way we're going to do with Braden, since we know they're going to be at Painter's house. And he was like, "Hey, just trying to kind of keep it light this week. It's a big week." And I was like, "More power to you, my friend." So I appreciate Zach. He did literally unprompted drop a hey, but I still watch the channel a lot, which is awesome. So we love you, Zach. We're thinking of you this week. I'm sure it's a big night. I want to talk through some good landing spots for Zach Edey, because the latest that I've heard is there is a legitimate chance this kid could be taken in the top 10 of the NBA draft. Um, I would love to see that. Obviously, we both would, and we think that's about where he truly belongs. But I guess, should we be looking at teams in the top 10, and what team should we be looking at that we would consider really good fits for Zach Edey to land on?
So for me, I mean, you got to assume that the first two centers off the board in any order are going to be Alex Sarr and Donovan Clingan, right? That I feel like that's a pretty safe bet. We can take that for what it is, and then we start working our way down. So I'm counting Atlanta and Washington out in this case. After that, you go through teams that need centers, right? You could look at San Antonio possibly, maybe making Wemby the four, Edey the five. That is a real possibility. You look to the spot you mocked them at. We had a conversation the other day. Memphis, move Jaren Jackson to the four, put him at center. Like, I think any team that is in need of a center should seriously consider picking Zach Edey. And I don't think early is like honestly that early, unless you just have so many holes that a center is not really moving. A needle mover for the team. But I think anywhere between I would say as high as seven.
Yeah, it feels like to me 7 is where Edey is officially in play at. Like, Portland on the clock at 7. If they keep that pick, that's the first pick I think there's a realistic chance he could be taken. The Portland Trailblazers have been rumored with Donovan Clingan. If somehow he's still there at 7, I think they scoop him up very quickly. But if Clingan goes before that, I think you could see Edey there. Going down the list from there, I think San Antonio at 8 would seriously consider him. Like, there have been jokes about Edey and Wemby as a pairing. Greg Popovich has coached a lot of great big men. He might become infatuated with Zach Edey at 8. Memphis is a great landing spot at 9, especially for all the points you said. Push Jaren Jackson to the 4. I don't think Edey's going to end up in Utah or Chicago. That would just feel a little random to me. Oklahoma City would surprise me. Sacramento would kind of surprise me. Portland's back on the clock at 14, so another good landing spot. NBC Sports mock draft this morning has Zach Edey 15th to Miami. If you fall out of the lottery 15 on, you're going to land in a really good organization no matter what. It goes like Miami, Philly, the Lakers at 17, Orlando at 18, Toronto at 19. Edey would certainly be happy with in Canada. So it kind of feels like you're sort of hoping, as good as it would be to see him taken really high overall, it wouldn't be that bad if he falls to the middle of the first round tonight, right? That might be better for him in the long run.
I think it'd be better for him in the long run and probably less pressure on him because if he does go top 10, the one thing that comes with that is the top 10 pick stigma, basically, or the label.
Yeah.
So there's definitely a little less pressure once you get outside of like 12, I guess, or outside the lottery. It's more like, oh, that guy was good. He should have been picked earlier, not that we wasted a pick on this guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay. So give me what you think the absolute best basketball fit is, And then give me like a sneaky, that could be a good spot to keep an eye on too.
Mm. Best basketball fit? Mm. I think the Thunder at 12. Best
Really?
basketball fit.
Okay.
Because I think one thing that people have been coming around on Edey is that like you're gonna have a massive 7 foot, 300-pound man screening for you. Like you do screens with Shea Gilgeous-Alexander and then space or screens with Jalen Williams and Chet Holmgren can play more of the four. And like you have a rim protector like Chet Holmgren and also a guy who's massive at the rim like Zach Edey. I like that basketball fit. I would also like Memphis as well, just because Jaren at the four, Edey at the five, Ja, Bane. I like that team.
Okay. My best legitimate fit is Memphis. Same reason you said as a screener. If you paired him with Ja Morant, I don't know who the hell guards that. How could any team on earth guard a Ja Morant, Zach Edey pick and roll? I don't think you would. Like that's devastating. And then you would let Jaren play the four. You'd have shooters around him. A guy some people have been comparing Edey to is like a taller Jonas Valanciunas. He had some good years in Memphis. Steven Adams has been great for Memphis. Like it seems very plug and play. Zach Edey could thrive there. Give me your sneaky pick. I got one too. What do you got?
Detroit at five.
I would love it if that happened. I'd be so happy.
I mean, Jalen Duren, Edey
Yeah,
front court, Jaden Ivey, Asar, Cade, or Coach. Let's
yeah.
rock out.
I'd be so happy. My sneaky pick is Miami. Not for anything basketball related, although they're a great organization. They have a great track record with bigs, and if you go to Miami, you're not gonna like become a complete bust. They're gonna maximize you somehow. With that said, Zach Edey would have some fun in Miami cart.
I don't. He's low key though. Miami's a little too lights bright for him.
I'm imagining a lights bright version of Zach Edey that I think would
That's a
be
scary.
unlocked in South Beach.
That's a scary boy.
I kind of want to see it. It'd be really, really fun. Call your shot. Where does Zach Edey get selected tonight?
I'm gonna say um ah, 15 to Miami.
I think the Spurs are going to shock the world and take him eighth.
Ooh.
I have a really strong feeling he's going to go in the top 10 tonight, and I'm going to be applauding from my chair here during Draft Palooza. Watch the draft show tonight, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, live on the Sleepers Media YouTube channel. The NBA draft is coming up, and I've got something awesome for you. We are partnering with the people at NBA 2K Lab. NBA 2K is the best video game on earth. The people at 2K Lab are making some awesome stuff to make that game even more fun, and they just launched their 2024 NBA Draft Simulator, where you can find the official Sleepers Media big board. We ranked our top 75 players in this draft class. Me, Carter, Brian Ralph, Riley Davis. We did it together, and it is featured on the 2K Lab NBA Draft Simulator. You can take control of any team in the draft, play GM with just one click, and see our entire rankings before these videos even come out. Check out the link in the description of this video to try out the draft sim for yourself, and you can find more mini games at nba2klab.com/NBA-mini-games.